Hello, everybody, and welcome to Chair with James. And I want to preview and predict and break the roster down of the 2021 Angels. This is the 60th anniversary of the ball club now, and the expectations are seemingly pretty high, and ought to be. There are many folks out there that believe that, hey, maybe this team could get first place or at least get a wild card, but there's still strong competition in the American League headed into 2021 in the division, and for the wild card spot, there's a just a definite wanting of a playoff appearance at least. A ring would be great and more down the line. Certainly, the jersey behind me, Mike Trout, he definitely deserves that. Um, he's just the best player in the game, and he still hasn't won a playoff game. He's only been to 3, of course. So there is just impatience, I think, would be the best word for it. Right now and for many years. To break down the history, it was 18 years of failure, and then the 19th year was the first championship in 1979 with the American League West. Then in 82, 86, had some lean years after that. 95 came and blew it at the end. Then some more lean years, but some great names throughout the whole history during that time. Then 2002 came, and the first and only World Championship, and that felt good, and I would love that back. We're headed into 20 years next season of that anniversary of the World Series Championship, and love to get another one before that 20 years, so it has to be this year. We're all starving for it, I guess, as all Angel fans are, or at least should be. The ones that have been around the long, and whether you're, young, middle, old age, you want to win no matter what, and losing just can't be accepted anymore, and it's just frustrating. Had some great years a couple of decades ago, 04, 05, 07, 08, and 09, winning the West again and making playoff appearances, but could never get back to the World Series in 2014. But that's been it. Since 2014, you had 2015, we were one game out, and Texas went on to win the West. But that's been it. So I'm like, all these years of nothing, I'm just sick about it. So, hopefully this roster as we go into 2021, you would see, okay, we have the hitting, we have the power. Did the Angels do enough with the pitching? The new GM Perry, I'm going to butcher his last name. But GM Perry, I'm just going to call him GM Perry. Did he get enough as he could? Because there's contracts on the team that will hinder some money not being spent, of course. So it's very tough to do that, I guess, when you're cash strapped and you don't want to go over a certain limit with your payroll, I guess. So that will be the question. Will the pitching be better than many seasons gone by? And want to break the definitely the roster down, but it's the second year managed by Joe Madden, and that was a very shrewd move to get him. Cutting Brad Awesomeness off and bringing Joe home again. This time to manage. If you recall, he was a bench coach for a while. the minor league system as a coach with the Angels for so many years, 80s, 90s, 2000s. Then got the Tampa Bay Devil Rays deal back in '05. Took them to heights they've never been and haven't been since. So that it just shows like, okay, if they could do it, we could do it, and I would love to see it sometime and get them back. That'd be interesting to see, and I want to break down the starting rotation of the Angels because there's going to be a 6-man rotation. They're able to bring in some names you may be familiar with. Jose Quintana, he was a former All-Star with the Cubs. He was a White Sox as well. Alex Cobb, he was a Ray. Andrew Heaney, of course. This may be his last season with the Angels. He had a bad outing Sunday against the Dodgers in the Freeway Series exhibition. Griffin Canning, it seems like he's dwindling. Can't really. There's some days you rely on him, some starts, and then some starts you really can't. So it really sucks. The opening day starter will be Dylan Bundy, who was probably the best starter the Angels had last year. Their most reliable for sure. Coming out of there. And then you have Shohei Ohtani, who will be the two-way player. He'll be the DH the days that he hits. And when you have Ohtani there, coming off of the surgery that he really needed, and then coming back and he was throwing really well and hitting real well in spring training, there's a sense of optimism there. It might be cautious, but at least there's something there to look forward to. But bringing him along slowly for the pitching will be the key. Maybe, July or August, he'll start starting again, little by little. Bring him on either in a bullpen role or in some type of nature like that. That's all I can think of. So Ohtani there. And then coming out of the bullpen, you have the closer coming over from the Reds, Raisel Iglesias. He's pretty good, and the Reds had some a lot of bullpen help, so that was expendable to get rid of Iglesias. And I'm happy that he's here to see how he does in the season, being the closer. No longer Hansel Robles being with the Angels. He was really good, and I was kind of bummed that he wasn't back, but that's okay. Felix Pena coming out of the bullpen, Junior Guerrera, Mike Mayers, Chris Rodriguez, Patrick Sandoval, who can be a starter some days and a reliever, long reliever, Aaron Segers, Alex Claudio, he has a sidewinding delivery, Jaime Barrera and Luke Bard round out the bullpen options on the and this is the active roster, by the way, so it's a lot of help in the bullpen, a lot of new names, a lot of names from the last few years aren't there anymore, notably Cam Bergeron, who just really frustrated the heck out of me when he would come into games and just blow them pretty much every time he would have an outing for an inning or two. He just was not reliable. So I really kind of happy he's gone in a way. Hopefully someone else can fill in and do way better. The catching crew as of right now, Max Stassi and Kurt Suzuki, the veteran, will be catching for the Angels. Kurt Suzuki, really good fielding catcher, and then he does have some pretty good hitting as well. Max Stassi, with Max Stassi, as long as he gets hits in timely timely at bats. I think he can do something well. Um, those two will platoon and start every, back and forth, I guess you would say. So that'd be interesting. The infielders for the Angels, Franklin Barrero, he'll be on the bench mostly, but it'd be cool to see him and see what he can do on the days where guys need off. Starting second baseman, David Fletcher. Now, he's very underrated to me. A lot of people see that as well. He's a great average hitter. He does have some pop as well. So that was very great to hear the praise league-wise, what he could bring to the to be, maybe be an all-star this year. It seems like the trajectory just keeps going up and up and up for David Fletcher. That's really cool to see. Jose Iglesias, great infielder, great shortstop, fielding-wise, and he does hit for average. And it was great to see Andrelton Simmons finally go as a free agent. He costs too much, and he wasn't producing offensively. Don't get me wrong, great infielder, great shortstop, but it just seemed like when the Angels needed a hit in a clutch situation and he was up, he would always pop up or swing and miss to a knee. And that was really frustrating to see that. Like, hit the ball on the ground, try to run it out or something, not go for a pop up. It was just frustrating. And Jose Iglesias already in the spring has shown, hey, he's hitting line drives, he's getting on base, and he's fielding very slick. So it's very awesome to see. Albert Pujols at first base, last year of his 10-year deal. Thank God, 41 years of age. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm happy to see him go. It's just frustrating. Hopefully he can go out winning a ring. I think that'd be awesome if that happened. But he's enjoying his time. It seems like he's enjoying spring training in games, smiling. He's definitely hitting well. Still has some fielding going on. But it's time for him. And, if he produces, it'd be awesome. He got to 30 home runs and 90 RBIs. That'd be awesome. Depending on where he is in the lineup, he'll be at first base, Jose Iglesias at short, and Anthony Rendon at third base. This is the second year of his free agent deal, and he definitely produced last year, and he's one of the best fielding third basemen in the game. No doubt about it. I mean, you have Arenado and Turner. I'm trying to remember others, but when you have those three guys there, you've got gold in that third baseman's gloves. Jared Walsh will come off the bench, play first base, third base, pretty solid hitter, decent fielder. In the outfield, of course, center field, Mike Trout. He's definitely an MVP candidate every year. Won MVP, 5 times. Silver Slugger many times. Just the best player in the game. And like I said at the beginning of the video, it just seems like you got to get him a World Championship plus. Have to get more. Way more. So hopefully that can happen, but gotta get it. Gotta get it for him. He's definitely happy being a father, new father, and it showed in spring. That was awesome. So, Dexter Fowler coming over free agency from the Cardinals. He's a former Cub, Joe Madden. Did have his difficulties in the spring, but hopefully he'll shake out of it and be a better fielder. Seems like he was losing baseballs in the Arizona sun. Wasn't cutting well to the line drives. Lost some pop-ups, but hopefully he'll get that situated out and he'll be fine. But that was really alarming, just to say. because he's supposed to be, that veteran presence. And I think what is cool as well, and this has really nothing to do with the game, but with style. He wears Air Jordan cleats, and I think that's pretty cool. Justin Upton plays in left field. Did not have a great couple of years, but ended last year pretty well. And then in spring, it looks like he has a spring literally in his step. He's hitting well, fielding well, and running the bases well, too. So if he's doing well, then you definitely got something good going on in this outfield. Now, that's the active roster. Now, with the 40-man roster here, you got some names that kind of shock me that they are, but some are because of injury, and some are just because of performance. And Ty Buttrey, that was a very interesting move there. He's in the minors. And what's funny, not funny, I guess, but whatever. The minors technically are going to be games between each team in the Arizona Fall League. But during the season here, that'll make up for the minor league season. So, Ty Buttrey, remember we got him from the Red Sox for Ian Kinsler. And it's pretty decent. Cal Keller, another minor league pitcher. Jose Suarez, Hector Yan. And then Anthony Bamboom of the catcher. He was sent down. When you have Suzuki and Stassi, you got some room to make to get into there. Jack Mayfield, infielder. He's in the minors. Luis Refidino. Now this one was interesting, but you could see, okay, maybe he's not producing as much as the ones on the active roster. Matt Thaiss, the same thing. Jared Walsh probably outplayed him. That's what I think. And then Joe Odell in the outfield. He has some bright spots and he had some low spots in the spring. But we can all agree last year that he just wasn't ready. But the Angels threw him in there to play and threw him into the fire. And he definitely got burned. But, hopefully he can learn from Fowler, learn from Trout, learn from Upton, and go from there. And then Brandon Marsh is Adele's friend. He's an up-and-comer, and it'd be interesting to see if he'll come up again before, or he'll come up before Adele comes up again. That'd be interesting. And then Taylor Ward, again, not enough spots on my roster, but they list him as an outfielder here, and hopefully, if he produces, he'll be up. And you never know with the long season, it could be injuries, and you might see some of these guys that I mentioned that are on the 40-man roster come in and take over. So again, the Angels managed by Joe Madden, Mike Gallego, the bench coach, Jeremy Reed, the hitting coach. Mickey Callaway, of course, has been in the news, but he's on leave right now as a pitching coach. The intern pitching coach is Matt Weiss. Bruce Haynes is a first base coach. Brian Butterfield, of course, he was one of Joe Madden's coaches with the Cubs at Thud. Used to be with the Blue Jays back in the day as well. And then UCSB's finest, Ryan Garco, I believe he went to UCSB, will be a replay coordinator. So, whenever you see a bench coach, let's say Mike Gallego calling up to see if they want to challenge, and you wonder who he's on the phone with, well, it's Ryan Garco, and he's watching from the press box, seeing if the Angels should challenge a play, seeing if the angle is right, and then challenge. So just notice that during the season. If you see that, that's who's talking on the phone. So it goes from Garco to Gallego to Madden if they want to challenge. Anyway, the predictions on the team. If everything goes right, Angels could definitely be in first place, win the division. If everything goes wrong, it'll be the same song over and over again. And, they'll lose 80, 90 games. The bullpen will let them down or something. The one hope that I have is that, hey, maybe they'll make a move that'll bring in some more bullpen help. Because it kind of struck out in free agency. That's why they made the trade for Iglesias from the Reds to be the closer as of now. But maybe there's some more help out there for the Angels from other teams. So the scouting department will have that handled, and hopefully if a move needs to be made, they will do so. That's my hope, is that, okay, the Angels definitely get in the playoffs somehow, whether it be a wild card or first place team, and make a deep run and hopefully win it all in this 60th anniversary season. I would love to know what everybody else thinks, whether you're a fan of the ball club or not. What are your predictions for the Angels? And let me know. And stay tuned on the chair for more programming. We have the MLB previews of both leagues coming up as well on the videos. It's going to be a very interesting time. Fans allowed at the Big A, a limited capacity in suites. May look into that. So we'll see what happens. But just be aware and be safe out there. Don't do anything stupid. Easter's coming up, and I know you want to be with your family and all that, and just be careful and be mindful. And because I really want to see the Big A, full again, and the team winning. I want to see fans out there. So sold out, not limited, but sold out, and more than the attendance was back in 2019, 2018. Because it seemed like with the ball club losing many years, less fans have come out. So I want to see more people out there, that's for sure. When the time is right, of course, when we're allowed to go back. So everybody take care out there, and go Angels. And we'll see you next time on the chair. Later, everybody.